The Peabody Essex Museum, located in Salem, Massachusetts, is a popular art museum in Essex County. The museum showcases exhibitions from many popular artists and is a great source of revenue for Salem. But the Peabody Essex Museum is not just a place to see art. It is an important part of Salem's history. Salem, the first capital of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, is an important historical city. The Peabody Essex Museum was built on the route of the old China trade, an early means of commerce between the Qing Empire of China and the United States of America. The old China trade was created in 1783 after the Revolutionary War ended. The first American merchant arrived in China in 1784. The newly founded United States of America had been closed off from trading with many countries by Great Britain. Merchants from Salem were no longer able to facilitate trade in many regions they had once chartered. However, these blockades ultimately benefited the merchants. They were forced to create new trade routes, which expanded their area of trade to China and the West Indies. Salem was a major part of one of the first trading agreements between China and the United States, which led to the relationship these two countries have today. The old China trade left a significant mark on Salem. Because of it, Salem was able to emerge as a prominent city in Essex County and the entire country. The Peabody Essex Museum's roots date back to 1799, when the East India Marine Society was created. The society consisted of men who would sail to the Cape of Good Hope or Cape Horn. The function of the society was to bring artifacts the men had collected on their journeys home. In addition, they charted routes to the Indies and offered support to one another.
Away, haul away, we'll haul away for Rosie. Way, haul away, we'll haul away for Rosie. Oh, way, haul away, we'll haul away for Rosie. Way, haul away, we'll haul away for Rosie. Oh, King Louis was the king of...
They brought back items from Asia, Africa, Oceania, and India, among other places. Eventually, their supply of goods became too large to store in their rented quarters in Stearns Block and Townhouse Square. In 1825, they moved into their own building, called the East India Marine Hall. They began to dedicate themselves to the work of collecting both natural and man-made items from around the world, which eventually led to the creation of a museum. On the day of the grand opening, President John Quincy Adams was in attendance, as well as other important local officials. The East India Marine Hall is still standing and holds many of the first artifacts the members of the society collected. The hall was the first step in the founding of the Peabody Essex Museum. At the end of the Revolutionary War, there was a significant difference between the upper and lower classes in Essex County. The rich lived a comfortable life with abundant resources, while the poor struggled daily. People from different classes didn't interact often. However, when the East India Marine Society opened the East India Marine Hall, members from all classes were able to go to the hall and see the artifacts that had been collected. As a result, the coldness between the classes dissolved. The Peabody Essex Museum houses many historical records from Essex County, including the genealogy and shipping records. The shipping records show that Salem was crucial to developing trade not only in Massachusetts, but also throughout the entire young United States of America, opening up passages to China, Africa, Russia, Japan, and Australia. The genealogical records are filled with the names of many important historical figures, including the descendants of Alexander Graham Bell, Nathaniel Hawthorne, author of the House of Seven Gables, and Nathaniel Bowditch, a mathematician who studied ocean navigation. Though currently the Peabody Essex Museum functions mainly as a showcase for art, one does not have to look far to discover that it gives a wide view into the interesting history of Salem, Massachusetts.